Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a what's in my purse video. So I went to the mall this weekend and I got a new purse, and the reason why I got a new purse is because the other purse that I had, I was running out of space for stuff, so I really wanted a new purse. So my other purse was getting a little bit worn and parts of the like faux leather were coming off, so I just wanted a newer purse and I wanted some more space. So that is what I did, and I'm very picky about my purses. I'm very picky. I feel like I should have earrings in, just because I feel really bare. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, is that better? I don't know. But anyway, so I really wanted a new purse. I'm really picky about my purses. They have to be zip-up purses. They can't just be the ones that have the flap that folds over, because I like to feel like secure, I guess. So I feel like if I just had like this open bag, like a tote bag, or the purses that just have like the flap over it that, you know, snap with a magnet, I feel like those purses are easily, I don't know, I feel like someone could just stick their hand in there and steal stuff, and I didn't want to worry about that. So I like to have zippers for my purses. I like for them to be relatively small. I don't like really big giant purses. I only use, like, I have a Michael Kors purse, which I love, but it is a little bulky for me, so I only take that purse out for like special occasions, so like a nice date out, or if I'm going somewhere fancy, like a nice restaurant or to an event or something like that. Not like an event, you know, like I'm like a beauty YouTuber who's getting sent to all these fancy places, not like that, but like an art gallery thing, like a, I don't know, other fancy thing, like a wedding, you know, something nice basically, then I will carry that kind of purse with me. But for day to day, I like a relatively small, compact purse. I don't like to deal with a big bulky purse, especially if I'm out shopping, going to the grocery store, things like that. I like for my purses to have a crossbody shoulder strap, because that is how I like to carry my purse. I like to put it over my shoulder. That way it kind of frees up my hands to do whatever, because that way I don't have to like hold my purse like this or loop it in my arm, and then I can't really drop this arm, and then this arm gets tired, so I have to switch it over to this arm and do it with this arm, and I always have to keep one of my arms up. So I like to have the crossbody because I can just sling it over my shoulder and my hands are free and I can do whatever I want. So that was another big factor in choosing my purse. So I went to JCPenney's and I looked around at their purses there, and I saw one that probably, I don't know, I saw one that I liked, but I was like, I don't really know. So I went to Charming Charlie's, which is mainly a jewelry store, but they've kind of expanded. They have like pet stuff now, they have clothing, they have shoes, you know, they have other stuff besides just like accessories. But I know that their purses are relatively cheap. They're about $30. All of their purses are around 30 bucks. So I found a purse that I liked. There are two purses that I was in between. One was like a marble print, but the more I looked at it, it looked a little bit tacky. So I went with the plain black. So this is the purse that I got at Charming Charlie's. As you can tell, it has zippers and it comes with a crossbody strap. So already a plus, and it's not too big, so that is a good thing. So at the front of the purse, it has these two little pockets, and what I like to do is I'll take my phone and I'll slide it in one of these pockets, and now I have my phone with me, so that's nice. And it also has a zip pocket in the back. I don't know what I would put in here, but right now there's nothing in here, but it's nice to have, you know, extra space. And then when you look from the top, it's got 3 zipper compartments. So in this main middle compartment here, you open it up, there's like my main purse section, I guess you could say. So in this main purse section, there are 2 pockets on the side and then 1 zip pocket on this side. So in the little pockets, the 2 little pockets, I have my sunglasses. These are Key sunglasses. I love them. I bought them for myself as a birthday gift. So they match my purse, which is also like a perk. My glasses are gold and black, and so is my purse. So I have those in there. I also have some hand sanitizer because, I don't know, I feel like that's a staple you should have in your purse. This is from Bath & Body Works. It is the Love Peace Peppermint. So I think this is from like Christmas of last year, but that's totally fine. So it's just regular antibacterial hand soap, or is that what it's called? Antibacterial hand gel, excuse me. And then I have in the other pocket a Mad About You mini travel perfume. And so if I notice that I'm like smelly, or if I want to freshen up throughout the day, I'll just spritz that on. And then I have a pin. So pins are always a good thing to have in your purse, just because, or just on you in general, because I don't know how many times I've been out and people are like, do you have a pin? Like if you're writing a check or someone needs to sign something, they're always like, do you have a pin? And I'm like, maybe. So it's always good to have a pin on you. Now I'm trying to put this all back in. And then in the little side pocket, I don't have anything. Usually in the side pockets of my purses, I will put like feminine products and stuff, just so when I go out in public, you know, I'll have those. But in the main section, I have my keys. I have lots of keys and keychains on my keys. I have my pepper spray, which I went to Disney World with this pepper spray, and they took it from me. They were like, ma'am, this is mace. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you can't have this. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, we're gonna have to take this off. And I'm like, okay. So they took my mace and they tossed it, I guess. I never got it back, so I had to go and buy a new one. But it's just, you know, pepper spray for self-defense, cause, you know, yeah. And I have this little like SpongeBob E that I got from Universal, cause my name is Emily, that's why. And this, I think this is like a Vera Bradley key thing. I don't know where I got it from, but it looks like a Vera Bradley key thing. So I have a, what is this, Petco card thing for discounts. I have a CVS card, I have a Speedway card, and I have a Wendy's free, get one free Frosty with your purchase of, you know, whatever, or you can just get a free Frosty. So yeah, I have that. And then I have my New York keychain. It's like an apple with the skyline of New York. And then my London Eye keychain from when I went on the London Eye in London. And on the other side, it's got the London skyline, basically. And then all of my keys for my various things. My car, Micah's car, my work, my safety deposit box, my John and Debbie's house key, my grandma's house key, my house key, my back door key, and the gallery storage key. So lots of keys, lots of key rings, all on this big keychain. So my keys are really, you know, bulky and chunky, so I need a lot of space to put just my keys. So I'm glad that my purse has that space now. And then I have my wallet. This was also in my previous what's in my purse video. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it up here. But yeah, it just has all the same stuff that it had in it before. I really like the layout of this wallet, so I'm gonna keep it for now. And then I have some gum, which I love gum. So this is the Trident White Spearmint flavor, and I love spearmint, my favorite flavor of gum. That or cinnamon gum. I also really like cinnamon gum. Usually, like, if I'm hungry, I want cinnamon gum. But if I feel like my breath stinks, like after a meal, I want spearmint gum. So that's everything that's in the main pocket in here. So in this back pocket, I have my makeup stuff. So I like to keep like a mini makeup kit in my purse for touch-ups, on the go, stuff like that. So I have a mini palette. This is the Peanut Butter and Jelly palette from Too Faced, and it just has pretty much your essentials for a basic look. So it's got 2 mattes, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmers. 2 of them are like a gold burnt orange color, and 2 of them are purple, and then it's got some like highlighting shades over here. So really quick and easy, a nice little palette to have on the go. And of course I have a little brush in here to do my eye makeup with. And I have some Tatcha blotting papers. So I get very oily throughout the day, especially during the summer. So I like to blot my forehead. My T-zone basically is where I get oily. So I have some blotting papers, and then I have a little compact mirror, and some lash glue. So I have been in way too many situations where I'm out in public, I'm having a good time, I'm wearing my fake lashes, I'm feeling really fancy, and then all of a sudden the inner corner of my lash pops up and I'm like, great, I'm screwed. So I have definitely learned to keep some lash glue in my purse at all times so I don't have that situation anymore. And I actually keep lash glue in my book bag if I ever wear fake lashes to school, because I'm just like so worried about that happening, because it sucks and it's so noticeable because your like eyelashes now all of a sudden like up here and people are looking at you weird. So it's like, save the embarrassment, just throw some lash glue in your purse or your book bag and don't worry about it, it's fine. So the other thing I have in here is a really dirty IT Cosmetics blender sponge, and it's dirty obviously, so I need to clean it, but I keep this in my purse to also act as like a blotting method. So I'll like touch up my chin, touch up my T-zone, touch up my forehead in case I'm feeling oily, and I feel like it helps take down the shine. So there's that. And then I have some Advil. So actually this is not filled with Advil, it's filled with ibuprofen, but I didn't have like a little travel size ibuprofen, so I stuck it in a travel size Advil case. So that's everything in that pocket. And then in the front zip pocket is some Benadryl. So I have recently found out that I am allergic to certain types of fruits. So the first time that I realized that I was allergic to, I would say, organic fruits, meaning fruits that are not like processed or put into packages, you know, like pre-cut fruits are, things like that. The fruits that you just pick off the shelf and you can eat right then and there type of fruit. I realized that I'm allergic to a lot of organic fruits. So the first time that I realized that was back when me and my grandmother and Micah went on a beach trip. And on our way back, we stopped by a peach stand. So in South Carolina, on the way to South Carolina, there are lots of fruit stands, lots of people selling fruits, different types of fruits. Peaches are a really big thing. So my grandma wanted to stop for peaches, Micah wanted to stop for peaches, we stopped for peaches. So we got peach ice cream, which I ate just fine, and then we got peaches. So I took the peaches home, and I love peaches, and I could eat the peaches that came in like the Dole cup that they sell, you know, pre-packaged, pre-cut, all of that, and basically like sugar water, but I could eat those just fine, so I never figured that I would have an issue with peaches. And also I ate peaches when I was a kid, so my grandmother used to cut up peaches for me when I was little, and I would eat those just fine. But I took the peaches home and I ate the peaches in the luxury of my little apartment, and I noticed that after I ate the peaches that my mouth started to itch and my tongue started to itch. And I was like, that's really weird, but I didn't put two and two together yet. So I was like, maybe it's just a fluke, I don't know, maybe I'm just having this weird thing, I don't know. So I was like, well, I'm going to keep the peaches and try them later. If the same thing happens, then I'll know it's the peaches. So that's what I did. The next day, cut me up some peaches, and I ate the peaches, and the same thing happened, and I was like, okay, we can't eat peaches. So I was like, that's fine, you know, won't eat the peaches. And it's not that like my mouth swells up and like my lips swell up or anything like that. It's just like my mouth itches and my tongue itches, so it's just an uncomfortable sensation. So it wasn't anything life-threatening or anything like that, but it was uncomfortable enough for me to just say, I just won't eat peaches. So I stopped eating the peaches and went about my day, went about my life. Sometime down the road, I picked up some apples because Micah really likes apples, I really like apples, the dogs really like apples, so I wanted some apples. I like my crisp, cool, cold apples. I like to put my apples in the fridge because I like for them to get cold and I like for them to be crispy, so that's where I like to keep my apples. So I had an apple, pulled it out of the fridge, starting eating the apple. I got about halfway through the apple, maybe a little bit less, when I noticed that my mouth started to itch again and my tongue started to itch again, and I was like, great, I can't eat apples. So I stopped eating apples, or at least organic apples. I could eat, like I said, the pre-cut apples that come in like the plastic container. Those I can eat just fine, which is really weird. Again, I think it's because they're very processed. So I just stopped eating whole organic apples. Went on my merry way. I ate bananas just fine. I ate cantaloupe out of the container though, just fine. I eat most other fruits. I had pineapple the other day, just fine. But then we go on to our previous beach trip, which I have a vlog. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it below if you care to see it. But we went to the beach this past August. It's still August right now. I don't know what I'm talking about, but a couple weeks ago we went to the beach. On the way down to the beach, I had some cherries. So they were pitted cherries. So I don't think that cherry pits are poisonous, at least if you just like swallow them, because like cherries are small. Like cherries are like this big, and so if you like pop a whole cherry in your mouth, if you put a whole cherry in your mouth and you start chewing on it and you accidentally swallow the pit with it, you know, it shouldn't have to kill you. Like that shouldn't be grounds for like killing you basically and being poisonous. So I did swallow one of the cherry pits. I don't equate that to my reaction. I equate it to the cherry itself because I know that I've had like similar reactions in the past to certain fruits. So I'm eating these cherries. I had two cherries. The first one I accidentally swallowed the pit. Second one spat the pit out. And then I'm going about my merry way. A couple minutes later, my mouth starts to itch, my tongue starts to itch. I'm like, okay, that's enough cherries for me. And I didn't think anything of it. A couple more minutes go by, and I realize that I'm getting this like knot in my throat. And I'm really realizing that as I'm swallowing, it literally feels like I'm swallowing and there's this big lump in my throat. So I'm like, wow, it's getting really hard to swallow. And you know how like when it gets hard to swallow, that's all you want to do is swallow? So I keep swallowing and I keep swallowing and I keep hoping this feeling is going to go away, and it doesn't. And then I'm focusing, at this point, I'm like, okay, I know I'm having an allergic reaction. Let's make sure I'm not going into like full anaphylaxis. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, can I breathe? I'm like, okay, I can breathe. So I'm sitting there, I'm making sure I'm still breathing, but I'm also understanding that I'm having some sort of allergic reaction to this cherry, which I've never had that type of allergic reaction before. Like I mentioned earlier, all that would really happen would be my tongue would itch, my mouth would itch. That was the gist of it. But this time my throat was swelling up and my swallowing got a lot harder, but I could still breathe, so it was fine. I could still breathe. But I am so like unconfrontational and so like, don't look at me, don't pay attention to me. Like I would rather like sit over here and suffer in silence than make this big deal and have all these people notice me. So I'm sitting there, I'm like minding my own business, slowly dying inside. And I text Debbie, who is not driving with us. We are carpooling, so John and Lee and baby Ruth are in the car with me, and then Debbie is caravanning behind us, in front of us, you know, however the traffic works, but she's driving separately. So instead of me telling anybody in my car, I text her and I'm like, hey, do you have like Benadryl? Because I don't think that normal allergy medicines like Allegra or Claritin really target allergic reactions like Benadryl does. Benadryl, like, those medicines are good for like pollen and like cat allergies and dander, stuff like that. Benadryl is like, I'm having an allergic reaction to something, shove Benadryl down my throat and then make me get knocked out because Benadryl makes you so tired. So I took some, so I contacted Debbie and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, so I ate these cherries and now I can't swallow very well, but I can breathe, so I'm not dying. I had to like make her understand, like, I can breathe, so it's okay, like maybe it'll go away. And she's like, okay, well, we'll stop, like, because I think John needed to get gas anyway. I had to use the bathroom anyway. So we stopped at the gas station and me and Debbie went inside. We found some Benadryl. I popped a couple Benadryl in my mouth. And almost instantly, I would say like less than like 5 minutes later, my throat felt completely better. So that was really great. That was a great experience. It was a good learning experience. I know now not to test my limits and eat random fruits that I don't know if I'm allergic to or not. So I have an appointment with an allergist, which is great because I don't want to play this gambling game of people who are like, here, try this fruit, and I'll be like, okay, thanks, and then I like really go into anaphylaxis and like have to be taken to the hospital. I don't want that. So I want to know what I'm allergic to before I get exposed to those things. So that's why I keep Benadryl in my purse now, because in case I do eat a fruit that I thought I could eat, and find out that I can eat those fruits, I don't want to, you know, sit there and suffer. I'll just pop a Benadryl and be okay. I'll be super drowsy later, but I'll be okay. So yeah, the Benadryl knocked me out for about an hour, woke up, felt a little groggy, but it's much better than my throat swelling up. That's a long story about why I keep Benadryl in my purse. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed basically this two-part series of what's in my purse / story time of how I almost died. But anyway, that is everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Go down below, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get notified of when I upload videos. I'm doing really well as far as uploading consecutively. Cross my fingers that that continues. I don't think it will, but let's hope. So if you click that bell icon, you won't miss a video of mine in case I decide to stop posting. But, you know, my posting schedule is very fluctuating right now, so I'm sorry for that, but I'm doing good right now, so we'll see if it continues. Anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!